What's up, Techno World? Abnormal here, and this weekend it's that time of year again, November 2nd, Daylight Savings Time. And you are going to get an extra hour on the dance floor this weekend. Let's take a deep dive onto why we have Daylight Savings Time, where did it come from, and is it actually helping or hurting us? Before we dive right in, let's talk about Daylight Savings Time versus Standard Time. Standard Time is when the clocks fall back an hour between the months of November through March, and Daylight Savings Time is when the clocks spring forward through the months of March and November. In 1895, a man named George Hudson from New Zealand proposed modern Daylight Savings Time.
Look around you. Look at this. We created this. This didn't exist before we were here. Look around at the square. I promise you right now, we did this.
He was an entomologist. An entomologist is someone who has a hobby of collecting insects, and he wanted more daylight hours after work just to pursue his hobby. But the Wellington Philosophical Society didn't really approve or was interested with this request.
Don't care, still don't care. I don't care.
10 years later, a man named William Willett, a British builder from the UK, made this same proposal, and his reasoning was because he just loved summer. This still wasn't really quite adopted or accepted right away.
Don't care.
The first area and nation of the world to implement a daylight savings time was Port Arthur, Canada in 1908. Shortly after that, the German Empire and Austria-Hungary in 1916 adopted daylight savings time as well. These were the first full countries to do so. As you know today, a huge portion of the world springs forward with daylight savings time and falls back to standard time. This includes almost all of North America, most of Europe, and a good chunk of the Middle East. To be honest, World War I was occurring around this time, so pushing the clocks forwards would mean more daylight, thus less coal being used for other things than the war machine. The US surprisingly didn't adopt DST until around 1918, but after the war, a lot of countries abandoned the idea altogether while the US made it a standard practice. So why did some countries keep it and why did some not? Many of you now may believe or been told that it has to do with the farmers and agriculture, but that's actually not true at all.
Got him! Got him!
Farmers are actually heavily against daylight savings time because even though the humans can wake up and it's still dark outside, doesn't mean that the cows will be up. Their schedules are heavily dependent on the sun. Well, shortly after World War I, World War II was beginning to rear its ugly head, and during its time, daylight savings time, which was actually nicknamed wartime, was implemented yet again worldwide, and eventually people just got tired of switching practices, so they just kept daylight savings time and standard time as is. Interestingly enough, some of our parents may remember this. In the 1970s, there was a huge energy shortage in the US caused by an oil embargo from OPEC against countries who supported Israel during the Yom Kippur War. So in January 1974, to combat the energy cost that the government placed on an early continuous daylight savings time, which only lasted till about October 1974, because people were generally going insane, extremely dark mornings in winter, and had a terrible mood and mental health switches. This led to more car accidents, kids disappearing from boarding school buses before sunrise from kidnappers, and other crazy things that were just happening from switching the time forward too early. Fun fact, in the US, Hawaii, and parts of Arizona do not follow daylight savings time at all. With technology, electricity, and society itself being so advanced, it's a huge debate if switching the clocks back and forth is even useful anymore. So, what do you think? Leave me a note in the comments about your thoughts of daylight savings time and if we should keep it or not, or if it was even a good invention in the first place.